In this lesson, we'll load our custom family into an actual project and explore its behavior in the project environment. So let's get exploring. Okay, so we have our custom family in place. We have all our elements in place. We've got some entourage. We've got the details down to the handles and even to the connection pieces. So now we're at a point where we can load this into a project. So if I were at this point now were to click load project, I wouldn't be able to. I'd have to actually have a project loaded and open simultaneous while I'm working in this environment. So if you had one you're already working on, you can load it in that way, but you can open up a project while we're still working in this environment. So I'm going to go here to the R, and all I'm going to do is open up a new project in the architectural template here. So we'll go to R, we'll go new, and we're going to make sure we're in the architectural template. And we're going to open that file, and there we go. And I can bounce back and forth in between views by holding down Control and Tab and just tapping that. It'll take me through all the views I've been working in. So I can bounce from my family to my project here. So now we're at a point where we can drop this into our project. But before we do that, we knew that the design of this was based on a staircase here. So let's get our staircase in place in our architectural template, and then we'll drop him into our model. But before we do that, let's think about the parameters we need to set for that staircase. So when we built this casework here, we knew that the spacing on top here, or what would be the treads, is a foot. And the vertical distance, or the rise, is about 6 inches. And there's 7 steps. And we know that the landing is going to be a little bit more than 5 feet. So with those in mind, let's get those set up. And then we can drop our project in and really tweak it and fit it as we go here. So I'm going to Control Tab and go back to my architectural template. And we're going to create some stairs. So I'm going to go to my stair key. And really quickly, let's make this happen here. So we'll go, I know I'm going to need 7 steps. So I'm going to make sure I go out 7 here. And I know I'm going to need a landing. So we'll just simply place that like so. And I can hit the green check mark, get them modeled in place. Let's double click on them. Let's adjust the width of this landing just so we can get that right. So right now it looks like it's set to 3. Let's set that to, see how it looks at 6 feet. We can make adjustments if we need to later. So perfect. And in 3D view, there's our stair. All right, so now I'm ready to Control Tab and go back to our other environment we're working in, our family environment. Now we're ready to load this into our project. So now I can go to Load Project, and it'll automatically bring it in there. And you can see how this behaves. All the different little pieces we use and all the different components we use to put this one piece together are now considered one piece. This is like one component. It operates, it behaves just like any component we load from Revit and drop into a project. Except the only difference is this is custom. We made this one. And we've either worked with the parameters that were already set, or in some cases, you set the parameters. So in 3D view, we can really get a view of how this looks. I'm going to adjust its how it's displayed here. We're going to go from hidden line to a consistent color. Give it a more realistic look here. And you can see it showed up really nicely here. And it looks like our dimensions lined up perfectly here. So I'm really happy with where this has gone. But a really powerful thing about creating your own custom family and staying true to the template that you're working with is dealing with the parameters. So let's say we did create this custom family and we dropped them in a project and we realized, oh, we need to make a change to this. So we don't have to necessarily go back to the drawing board and redraw this whole model again. We have parameters set in place. In our case, they're very basic, but we do have parameters set in place that all we have to do is click on our custom family, adjust the parameters by typing in some values, and those adjustments are made. So there's no remodeling. So I'll show you how this works. So I'm going to click on our element we just created, and you see it behaves just like one piece, just like one component. If we were bringing in something, maybe a TV or a piece of furniture from Revit's files, it behaves exactly the same way. So I'm going to click on that, and just like when we edit those, I'm going to edit this one, edit this type. And you'll see those parameters we have set, and those were those dimensions we set earlier, the width, the height, and the depth. Now you could get a lot more intricate and a lot more detailed on all the parameters you set up, but this is how you do it, and this is a good starting point to get this done. So for instance, I'll show you the real benefit of this. So let's say we have our element in place, and we realize, or our client realizes, they want this to be higher than 4 feet. They want this to go all the way up to the handrail's height. So instead of having to go back and remodel this, I can come in here to the parameters that we set, which was height, and I can adjust that from 4 feet. I can now switch that to, let's say, 7 feet. I can click apply, okay, and you can see that adjustment is now made. Now all I need to do is maybe put some shelf doors here. And that is the real power of working with parameters, and how that works with working with custom family elements. So I'm going to Control Z and go back to our original form here, but now you have a real understanding for the power of this tool. And so we've created a custom family from scratch using nothing but initially reference planes, setting up relations and parameters of those reference planes, and then we began using extrusions, voids, and solids to really bring this form to life. So I'm confident with these tools and with this workflow that you'll be able to tackle any custom piece of casework or family that's thrown your way while using Revit.